Hi everyone, today's video is probably going to be a little bit different to what I suspect you are currently seeing on your feed, on your For You pages, and that is a shower of Sephora sales recommendations. Honestly, these videos are so incredibly helpful, especially when you've had your eye on a couple of different products for the last few months and you're really not sure which one to buy, and you have your favorite and most trusted content creators who are advising you on what to buy and maybe what not to buy. Now, I do not want to come across as a hypocrite. I have made these videos before. That's what I do on this channel. I present you with recommendations of things that I've loved and things that I've not loved and things that I think you might like. However, when I was scrolling through YouTube yesterday, I lost count of how many Sephora recommendation videos were recommended to me, and honestly, I was a little bit overwhelmed. So this video is for people like me, people who really find it hard to resist any kind of makeup in general, but in particular, when it comes to some sort of sale, I feel like I have to buy everything. I'm just here to try and inject just a little bit of rationality back into the hysteria that is the Sephora sale. So if a little bit of de-influencing sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. So as I've already said, if you've had something in your basket or on your favorites list for the past few months and you've been waiting specifically for this time to get these products, then this video isn't really for you. Or if you are taking this opportunity to replenish products that you already have, this video isn't really for you. This video is for people who are influenced almost on a daily basis to buy new products. People who feel like they need to keep up or feel like they need to always have the latest makeup or the latest makeup trend, and they feel like they are missing out if they do not keep up. This is for you. And I just want to try and just bring some common sense back to our buying habits. We do not need everything. And the first thing that I want to address is the discounts. Let's break it down. If you are on the top tier, the Rouge tier, which is quite hard to get onto, you are still only getting 20%. All right. If you are a VIB, you will get 15%. And then going down to Insider, you'll get 10%. I know that we all think that Sephora has the biggest sale, but have you ever thought about going to the brands directly? Most of them offer free shipping and they will offer you a really good discount. And those codes will be applicable all year round. Not just now, not just before the holidays. And just mentioning the holidays there, I know that I change before the holidays, okay? I become a much happier person than what I usually am because Christmas to me is everything. I look forward to it all year and anything goes at Christmas. And when it comes to Christmas sales, retailers know exactly that your mindset will change. So you are more likely to splurge on items that you don't necessarily need, well, because it's the holidays. Try and stay strong because sales are here all year round. So the Sephora one will pass and then we'll go straight into the Black Friday sales, and then there'll be the Christmas sales, and then there will be the New Year sales, and then we're straight into the spring sales. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few specific products now, and I just want to make one thing clear. I am not knocking these products. I actually like the majority of these products. So I'm not going to tell you that they are rubbish products, but I am going to find reasons why you don't need to splurge on it right now. And the first one that we are going to talk about is an item that I have had to de-influence myself out of buying. And it's the brand new Huda Icy Palette. And actually, I know I will still have this in my Cult Beauty basket. I don't know if you can see that there, but there you go. It's still in my Cult Beauty basket. I've had it in, I've had it out. And I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why I'm not going to buy Huda's Icy Palette. And I'm going to give you some reasons why I don't think you need it either. So first of all, I want to say that I know that that palette will be of the highest quality. I have Huda Beauty palettes. I love Huda Beauty. There have been very few Huda Beauty products that I have tried that I have not absolutely loved. But why has this palette in particular had me in a spin? Well, she's pulled on our heartstrings. This is her last ever big palette. Well, if it's her last ever big palette, then I need that. But you know, let's read between the lines. What Huda is actually saying to us is, you don't need big palettes anymore because I'm not even going to make them anymore. She's telling us big palettes are out, little palettes are in. So that's your first reason. So I have been sat and I've been comparing the Icy palette to the I Need a Nude by Natasha Denona. Now this is one of my most loved palettes, and I think that even though it's very cool toned and there's quite a lot of sparkle in here, I feel like it is a very wearable and everyday palette. But the more and more I've looked at the Huda palette, the less and less I've been convinced that I could wear any of those on a daily basis. Am I really going to wear some of those extreme foiled shadows on the school run? Probably not. We are talking £62 for that palette, so I'm assuming it's the same price in dollars. That's an insane amount of money for something that you can't wear on a daily basis. And even if you did wear it on a daily basis, is it really going to match the look that you're going for in the summer? It might look great in the winter, you know, it's an icy palette, although really super cool tones. Is it going to look as good in the summer? I don't think you'll use it in the summer. So why would you spend $60 odd on a palette that you can't wear 365 days a year? It just doesn't make sense. So I would listen to Huda. Big palettes are out. Wait for her next palette. It's probably going to be a little quad. Get that instead. Give this one a miss. Wait for her next release because I'm pretty sure it will be coming out soon. The next product that I want to talk about is a product that I do genuinely love, and I've seen it in lots of people's baskets. It's the Dior Forever Foundation Stick. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is an appalling product because I don't think it is, but it retails for $52. $52 for a foundation. This foundation is amazing for those of you who want to save time in the morning because it literally blends itself. However, if I was to compare it to some of my most loved and treasured liquid foundations, it doesn't give you the same flawless looking skin that, for example, my House Labs would, or the new Huda foundation would, or even the Tilbury foundation that I tried recently. And I told you in a little review that I did a few months ago that when I tried this, it does enhance certain parts of your skin that you might not want enhancing. So for example, your pores. It does sit into those areas because it's such a creamy, kind of waxy, oily type formula that it just makes sense that it's going to sit into certain areas. And the other reason why you don't need to buy this is the fragrance. Do we really need to have an overbearing fragrance in our foundation? So whereas it does save me time and it is a beautiful product, it's not perfect. And for $52, I want a foundation to be perfect. And be honest with me, have a look in your drawer right now. How many foundations do you have in there that you have not finished? Do you have more than 3? If you do, you don't need this. You don't need to get it in this sale. All right, take it out of your basket and get it another time. We are sticking with complexion products and we are talking concealers. And now we are talking about the Westman Atelier concealer. This is $48. I'm a sucker for concealers, especially because I have such incredibly dark under eyes, and I love Westman Atelier products. I think they are of the highest quality, and I just knew that this was going to solve all my problems. This was going to erase my darkness. It was going to do everything that every other concealer has been unable to do for me. Well, guess what? It didn't do those things. Yes, it gives good coverage, but there's one really alarming issue with this concealer that shouldn't be there, and that is the shade range. If you take drugstore concealers out of this, because I think drugstore concealers can be notoriously difficult to pick, I am generally quite good at picking a concealer shade. I have olive skin, I have a neutral with some very muted warm undertones. Okay, so I generally go for neutral products because they will suit my skin. So I picked up the shade M1, which is a neutral shade. Well, it's supposed to be a neutral shade. So here it is. You can all see the yellow, right? It's a yellow concealer. Let me show it you in comparison to two other neutral shades that I have from different brands. So this is a Natasha Denona neutral shade. See the difference? One is a neutral and one really is not. So I'll show you another one. This is the Tower 28 concealer and another neutral shade. And the Tower 28 concealer on the end is half the price of the Westman Atelier, and I would choose it every day over the Westman Atelier. And even if you go into store and you find your perfect Westman Atelier concealer shade, I still don't think it's worth the money. I have drugstore concealers that are more flattering on my under eyes. I choose my Catrice True Skin over the Westman Atelier. It's just not worth the hype. Yes, it gives decent coverage. Yes, it lasts pretty well during the day, but it sat into my lines and it just didn't do what it promised to do. So if you have that in your cart, please, I beg you, go and look at the shades and just wait. Maybe try and get a sample of some sort, because that is a lot of money to be spending on a product that is that yellow. Next, we're talking about sparkly eyeshadows. And if you have been here before, you will know that I love shimmer. I love sparkly eyeshadows. So when I saw the Patrick Tar duos, I was very, very tempted. Now, the Patrick Tar duos are $42. That is not that insane when you think about the fact that I bought this, which is the Space Cowboy, the Urban Decay Moondust. I bought this for, I think it was about £24 for this one single shadow. Okay, so it's not that crazy, really, when you think about it and you compare it. And now that we have this out, let's talk about this as well, because I've seen this in people's carts. I do like the Urban Decay eyeshadows, all right? I think they're really nice. I think they're really nice quality. And actually, what I like about them is they are quite subtle. They have Space Cowboy, okay, and it's nice. Can't tell you that it's not nice. I like the wet look of it, and it's really, really subtle to wear on the lids. However, I recently reviewed the e.l.f. Finest Fleck glitter eyeshadows, and I have one of them on today, which is the shade Straight Fire. And honestly, these have way more pigment. And I have seen the swatches for the Patrick Tar duos, and honestly, they just look a little bit underwhelming. So these are the Finest Fleck. If you've not seen the video, I'll just swatch a couple of them for you. Okay, so they might not be just as wet looking as the Urban Decay, but they have more pigment and they last beautifully all day. For me, the Urban Decay just a little bit underwhelming, especially for the high price point, whereas these are $6 each. And they come in a variety of shades. Do you really need to be spending a fortune on the Patrick Tar duos just because they're Patrick Tar? And do you just want this because you've seen it all over TikTok? If I was to recommend any of these, I would definitely say go for the e.l.f. Finest Fleck. They have less fallout than the Urban Decay and they have more pigment. Buy one of them, what have you got to lose? Another palette, which I know is one of the hardest to resist, and that's one of the latest offerings from Natasha Denona, and it's her I Need a Warm palette. This is me in a palette. I absolutely love it. Neutral, wearable, quality eyeshadows. However, do you really need it right now? And remember what Huda told us? She's told us that we don't need big palettes anymore. And you know who does amazing mini palettes? Natasha Denona. Let's be honest, if you got this palette, you would probably flip between the 4 same shades day in and day out. So why don't you just go for one of Natasha Denona's minis? She has some beautiful minis. She has a nude mini, she has a Bieber mini, and you know what? Much easier to cart around than one of these if you're traveling somewhere or if you're going on a night out and you want to bring your eyeshadow, pop straight in your bag. If you are like me and you think that you need it for Christmas Day, well, Christmas is coming, okay? Get it on your Christmas list. I can guarantee that you have at least 5 palettes with the same colour story as the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm. So just get it out of your cart. You don't need it right now. We need to talk about lip products now, and in particular these YSL Loveshine lip oil, lip balm thingies. These retail for $45. And I'm not going to lie to you. I absolutely love mine. I really, really do. Yes, it's absolutely stunning. It feels like heaven on the lips. It's like a genuine lip balm. But $45 for a lip balm? I was suckered into buying this because of what I saw online. I was so influenced, and then I saw the packaging and that reeled me in even more. Feels really nourishing, really hydrating, but so does my lip balm that cost me £5. In fact, I have a Catrice lip balm that cost me about £4 or £3, and it feels just as hydrating and nourishing. These are not going to last on your lips. Okay, you're not going to get hours of wear. It literally fades so quickly, and then when you start eating or drinking, it's gone. Is it really worth your money just because people online say it's beautiful? There are much better lipsticks that will give you a really nice shiny finish and that will feel hydrating. In fact, another high-end lipstick, which is not at Sephora but is from MAC, it is the Luster Glass lipsticks. These are not balms, no, but they feel just as lovely and they look identical, and they have more pigment and they last better. And I saw online that Revlon are bringing back one of their super popular products, and it's pretty much identical to the YSL Loveshine, and it's their super lustrous glass shine balm for $10. So why would you go out and spend $45 on a YSL Loveshine lipstick, which is the exact same as this Revlon lip balm, which they have brought back? Go and buy one of those for $10 and they will do the exact same thing. Okay, I want you to have a look at your basket. Do you have any high-end lip liners in there? Because if you do, you need to take them out right now. Okay, you do not need to be buying high-end lip liners. The best lip liners that I have ever tried are from Maybelline. I know that I bang on about these lip liners so much. I have so many of these. These are the Lifter lip liners and they are incredible. They outperform any high-end lip liner that I have used. The only one that I would say is comparable to these would be the Rare Beauty lip pencils, which I do love and I do think are worth it, but these are exactly the same. Okay, the only difference is with the Rare Beauty, you can twist it up, which I just find so handy. These sharpen so well. They're incredible lip liners. So if you have Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, NARS lip liners in your basket right now, take them out. Take them out because you don't need them. Go and get some Maybelline because honestly, you will not look back. If there is one thing that I am a sucker for in life, it's blush. And the blush that I had to get my hands on this year was from Armani. So the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint, and I desperately had to have this shade, which was Delicate Mauve. So these are $39. $39 for a blush. And okay, you get quite a bit of products for this, so I'm not knocking it in that sense. And actually, I'm not knocking it in any sense because I think it's dreamy. I really do. I think it's a beautiful blush. And if you're a blush fan, you are going to love this. But do you really need a $39 blush right now? Like right now? Or can you not just wait till after Christmas? Because e.l.f. just released some brand new shades of their Camel Liquid Blush and they are amazing. And let me just show you in comparison the formula. The back of my hand is still really glittery, so see past that. Here they are side by side. So the very lilac one is the e.l.f. and over here you have the Armani. In terms of formula, they are so incredibly similar. They're both pigmented. They both blend out like a dream. One is $39 and one is $7. I have the Lilac Blush by e.l.f. on today and I love it. You just cannot knock the formula. No, you don't get as much product, but you don't need to use a lot of product with the e.l.f. 1 or 2 dots is sufficient. So they do last for ages. And if you just do have your heart set on these Luminous Silk cheek tints, they are permanent. They are going to be around forever. And I can see that every time they go out of stock, they are restocked. So don't worry, they're not going anywhere. And again, maybe something that somebody could throw into your stocking. I want to talk mascara now, and I want to talk about one in particular from Charlotte Tilbury. So I did review this on my channel and I liked it. I do like it. It's a nice mascara. Do I think it's her best mascara ever? Yes, I do actually. I do think it's one of her best. But is it the best mascara ever? No, it's actually not the best mascara ever. And I know how alluring it is. Look at this beautiful packaging. Glass bottle, super heavy and weighty. Well, actually, I think you should see that as a negative. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. Why would you want to be carting this around? Why would you want to be taking this in your hand luggage? Do I think it lives up to the claims of being super volumizing? No. I don't have the best lashes, but you know what? To be honest, a lot of us don't have super long, full lashes. I will peddle drugstore mascaras to the end of time. You do not need to be spending nearly $30 on a mascara like this when you can pick up the L'Oreal Panorama for a fraction of the price and it will do a much better job. The very last thing that I'm going to try and de-influence you from buying is a very difficult one for me, okay? Because you know how much I love it. And it's this. It's the Hourglass. It looks like the Dragon palette, but it's not. It's the Evil Eye palette. It's the Ambient lighting palette. And I know that a lot of you will have had your eye on one of these palettes for the last few weeks and just waiting for this sale. Why do you need it? Do you need it because your favorite creator has told you how amazing it is? Or have you never really experienced Hourglass before and do you think the time is right? Because for me, I am 42 and it's the first year that I've ever felt like I wanted to purchase one because it's nearly $100 and that is a lot of money to be spending on a face palette. Now, yes, I do think that you get your money's worth with this, and if you can get it at a discount, that's great. But my question to you is, could you not wait till next year? Can you not wait till next year? Because I know that they lured people in, me, by releasing new shades, but I know that they're new shades, but if we compare them to previous years, is there anything that drastically different? Not really. If they'd have introduced some sort of lilac blush, maybe that would have been completely different, but it's not. They are very subtle changes and subtle differences. So ask yourself, do you desperately need it this year? Do you not need to spend that $100 on something different? Because they're coming back again next year. And as I've said before, Christmas is coming. This would be an amazing main gift from your loved one. Do you really need it this year? Or can you wait again and maybe, just maybe, they'll be even better next year than they have been any other year? And just ask yourself, could I just wait a little bit longer? I have a ton more products that I was going to talk about, but I think you get the gist of what I'm getting at. The joy that makeup brings is real, but it's also very short-lived. And then with the world that we're living in, we're moving on to the next thing, the next release, the next big thing, and then we're influenced again and again and again. It is completely up to you how you spend your hard-earned money, but let's just try and get a little bit of a rational mind on and a little bit of common sense and ask ourselves, do we really, really desperately need it right now? Or can I just wait a little bit? And you might just find that you might change your mind when you just take a little step back and think about it. I really do hope that this video was helpful in some way. Do let me know, have I managed to de-influence you in some way or another? Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next one. But until then, take care and bye for now.